Alright, this is my inaugural video response to a question. And you'll never guess who asked me a question and actually named this segment for me. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to do this. One, my schooling is starting back up. I'm going to be very busy. I'm a full-time student. I got a family. I got 4 kids. I teach at a high school. I teach online, and I coach. So, and I run BrickLink, and I do YouTube. So, as you can see, these little things right here are going to be bags under my eyes before long. And this right here will be continue to fall out. So I don't have much time. Don't know how much time I'll have to dedicate. I'm not going to be like BrickZar and be able to do this every day. One, my internet connection again is so slow. I have to upload these at work, and I can't keep up with Clutch and his answering. I'm not going to be like that. But Clutch has taught me so much, and Clutch at Bricks on the Dollar actually asked me this question. And I'm going to pause right here because my dehumidifier just cut on down here in the basement, and I'm going to go pause it so it doesn't come in on the video. So I'll be right back. Alright, sorry. I'm back now. I had to cut that dehumidifier off. It is it's awful noise. But anyway, you have 20 tanks in a basement. You had to have that thing running. Alright, so anyway, where I was at. Clutch, Bricks on the Dollar, sent me my inaugural question, and he said, you're going to call this segment Stacking Those Questions or Stack Those Questions. So I guess we'll call it Stack Those Questions. He asked about, he's been wanting me to explain and do a video on why I use BrickOwl. And you've got to remember, I have my inventory on both sites, BrickLink and BrickOwl. And it could be somewhat of a hazard if someone were to purchase the same product on BrickLink, which requires me to invoice them, and then they send me the money through PayPal. Whereas BrickOwl is automatic, so they pay, and then the order is sent to me, so they've already paid for the product. Of course, it hasn't happened yet, and it probably will now that I'm shooting this video and mention it in public. But, you know, if somebody comes along and buys this custom minifig right here, collectible minifig, excuse me, and it's on BrickOwl and BrickLink, and they order this minifig at the same time from 2 different brick stores or brick services like BrickLink and BrickOwl, I'm in trouble if I've only got one of these in stock. Okay. So how will I handle that? Well, one, whoever ordered it first is who's going to get it. I'll have to email and be honest with that person and say, look, I sold it on another platform. Would you like me to replace it or refund your money? If it was BrickOwl, if it's BrickLink, if they haven't paid for it yet, maybe we can work something out, cancel the order. I don't know. I don't hope that doesn't happen, but it's going to happen sometime or another. And the way I keep inventory on both is BrickOwl is young, and I'm having a lot of success on BrickOwl. And I want to give it a try because it's got a good user interface. But BrickLink is where I turn to for all the data and the catalog, and it's a great place with a lot of extended users that have been there with plenty of experience, been there a long time. So yeah, we need to find a better way that where his original question was, how do you sync your inventory? Well, BrickOwl used to have a feature to where you could sync your inventory every time BrickLink, something sold on BrickLink. And you could do it back and forth. You push one button and they would match. You could tell it which way to go. And not to get, I'm not picking sides and getting in all this stuff and no arguments in the comments, please. But what happened was BrickLink's new owner sent a cease and desist order to BrickOwl saying that you can't do that. You can't use our part numbers. You can't use anything, blah, blah, blah. When in all reality, BrickLink doesn't own the numbers that are in the system. From what I understand after my read, and I could be wrong, is BrickLink users contributed to the catalog, building it up, getting it from Piron, and a couple other, like Lego, and their part numbers. So really, BrickLink doesn't even own it. But that's where, when you have a lot of money and you've been in business for a while and you have a better lawyer, they can do things like that to somebody that's getting started. But anyway, I use both companies, both websites, love both of them to death. Each one's got its pro and its con, and I'm not going to talk about that in this video. But Clutch asked, how do you sync? And right now, it's kind of a pain. If I was Clutch's size, I couldn't do it this way. I don't, you know, I'm averaging 1 to 2 orders a day, where Clutch is getting tons of orders a day. And so for me, when I get home, if I can't do it at work, I get my orders and I pull them up on my dual monitors, and I'll have BrickLink open on one, BrickOwl open on the other. And if I got an order on BrickLink, I go to BrickOwl and I manually go through each part number and reduce the quantity. Now, what I can do though is download my inventory from BrickLink into BrickStore, the software, then re-upload my entire inventory to BrickOwl. So if I make a sale in BrickLink, I don't have to manually go into every inventory piece part number and correct it in BrickOwl. I can do a Brick Store update, and that fixes BrickOwl's inventory. Now, if it's the other way around, if somebody buys inventory from BrickOwl, I can't download BrickOwl's inventory into Brick Store and then resubmit it to BrickLink. That's where I have to go into BrickLink manually and type in every part number and fix the quantity. Now, my store is not huge right now. If I was Clutch or BrickZar size, I couldn't do that. It'd take too long. Now, there is a guy that's going out there, and he charges 2.5%, 3%, somewhere in that range, 2%. I think it's 2% of your transaction. And they've got some kind of code to where when you get that email that says, hey, an order's been submitted on BrickLink, it automatically sends a program and an email and deducts it out of your inventory on BrickOwl, and it does it vice versa, and it's called brickpacker.com, I believe is what it's called. You can double check that, but I've never used it personally. I don't feel comfortable turning over my inventory to a third party. It's nothing against the owner. I've spoken to him a couple times on email. He's a great guy, it sounds like, very knowledgeable. But to me, it would take one mistake, not something intentional, or he could have been hacked, whatever, and then my entire inventory is messed up. And so I'm very nervous about that. Now, if it was BrickLink and BrickOwl and they gave you something or that you could sync back and forth, it'd be great. But right now it doesn't work. Now, if I pick up to be as huge as my two mentors, BrickZar and Clutch at Bricks on the Dollar, I'd have to find a way just to pick one and go with it. And I hadn't had to make that choice yet. And I hope by the time I get that big that something will be available that's been tested and easy and it's a little more debugged, I guess you could say, that it would work to sync it automatically. So, Clutch, I hope that answered your questions in a long way. I kind of rambled on it a little bit. It's a topic, though, that if you don't really know the background information, it's kind of hard to understand what I'm talking about. But, again, my idea is I'm young, and not young age-wise, but my store is young, and I'm trying to get my inventory in front of as many people as possible to get the cash flow going so I can afford to do these Lego hauls and buy some more stuff to grow my store. And the way I've chose to do that right now is, and it has sped up my growth, is to put my inventory on both sites and two different user groups can see my inventory. Hopefully it won't happen to where I disappoint a customer and say, look, I've already sold your product, I'm sorry. I'll do everything in my power to go to Walmart locally and find that part or overnight it to me, whatever, if I can fulfill it. But if I can't, I'm just going to be honest with the customer and give them their money back. That's all you can do. So, hope I answered your question, Clutch. I will try to do a video tutorial on BrickOwl and BrickLink, the differences later. And if y'all have any more questions, start it off in the comment section. Stack those questions, and I'll be glad to try to get them to you. Might be a little delayed, but I'll get them to you. So, y'all continue to stack those bricks, guys. See ya.